Hello, lovely mums. How you doing? I'm currently trying out the tip that I shared with you yesterday because we have an unsettled little girl today. She's just gone into a second development leap, and I know there's a lot of you who are going through the same at the moment. So I thought, well, she'd just gone to sleep, which she's just woken up a little bit. She's coming back again. Hi, Kate. I thought I'd come online and share another tip with you while it's all quiet and Dexter's at school again, so we've got a nice quiet house. My tip, okay, so development leaps can just completely wipe sleep out. Okay, development leaps, when you're in them, it's not about improving sleep. That's not going to happen. If you've got a little one that struggles anyway, sorry, I'm rocking backwards and forwards to keep her asleep. If you've got a little one that struggles anyway, or a little one that's got a very busy mind, finds it hard to switch off, or is just particularly sensitive, sleep is just going to go out the window once you hit one of those leaps. So if you keep an eye on the Wonder Weeks, then you'll know when it's coming. Sleep is not going to improve then. So what you need to do is focus on preserving the sleep you are actually having. Now, luckily, once Violet is asleep, she will sleep really well, and she's doing like a 5.5 hour stretch in an evening going into the night, which I'm really grateful for, and I'm actually going to go to bed at the beginning of it tonight rather than the last 2 hours of it, because I've had 2 lots of 2 hours last night and I've been up since 4, so excuse the bags. But so I know that there is going to be times hi Joe, there are going to be times in the next 2 weeks that she really struggles to switch off. Look, there we go, that she really struggles to switch off, and those times at the moment are the evening. And it's the way it happens. I remember it with Dexter, and I remember I couldn't sit down with Dexter. I used to have to hold him and stand up. I remember eating a Chinese off the side of the armchair, standing up because I couldn't sit down. It's just what happens in this sleep. Everything changes for them again. Their brain is growing. That, if their head circumference is changing that much, that's got to hurt. It can't be comfortable. And everything, I've got a photo of Violet from today. The look on her face, she's just seen her hand, and that's one of the signs as well of this leap. So there's so much going on. They're bound to struggle. They are going to struggle to switch off. There are going to be times where they slept before where they won't sleep now. There are going to be times where how they would go to sleep before, where they just fell asleep peacefully in your arms, milk drunk, just went down absolutely fine. That won't happen now. Sophie says, I'm a zombie. You're not the only one, Sophie. I am just going to crash later. It's going to hit me like a ton of bricks later. We're in it together. So, where you could just put them down, last night, every time I tried to put her down after I fed her, she'd be like a dead weight in my arms, put her down in the crib, wide awake. That's why I've been awake since 4, because I was keeping her asleep. So there are going to be those times where they struggle to switch off, or they don't go to sleep, or they miss their sleep. What you need to do, and this is the most important thing, hi Tracy, the most important thing that you can do for your little one in this time is don't let them get overtired. You might have a routine in place depending on how old they are. It could be that they go to sleep at a certain time, they go to bed at a certain time. You've got to throw that out the window a little bit, and you've got to respond to them. She's on her 3rd nap of the day. They've been shorter naps. We had the school run to contend with, and she woke up when I got her out of the car. But you have to make sure that you do whatever you can to get them to have a good nap if they're still napping. They should be, because the Wonder Weeks only goes up to 18 months, to have a good nap. So I'm not putting her down now. I'll leave her in the sling for as long as possible so that she has a really good nap. And if that means she stays in the sling until I go on the school run, that's fine. It's really, really important. Don't miss their sleep window. If they've got to that stage where they cannot switch off in the evening, make sure that every other opportunity you do not miss that window. So it's keeping an eye on when do they need to be asleep. Don't get to the stage where they're yawning and rubbing their eyes, or when they're starting to get upset because you're going past it. If you go past it, they're going to release adrenaline, and you've got no chance. And what's going to happen, if you think you've got a 2-week leap, for example, this one that we're in, or you might have a 4-week one or a 6-week one, in that time, if they miss their nap time every single time, say they're on 2 naps a day, because they're a bit older, if they miss every single nap and they have an adrenaline surge every single nap and then they can't switch off at night, think how much adrenaline is going to build up in their system. This is how development leaps create sleep issues, okay? This is how babies of this age get really, really overtired, and it causes a real problem by the time they're 6 months old, where they will not sleep for any longer than an hour and they won't nap for any longer than 35 minutes because it builds up and it builds up and it builds up. So it's really, really important at this time you do whatever you can to get them to sleep. You do whatever you can to keep them asleep, and you don't miss that sleep window. So make sure, if they used to be going to sleep at a certain time, hi Nikki, hi Victoria, hi Jennifer, if they used to go to sleep for their nap, say at 10 o'clock, you need to start keeping an eye on them at 9:30. Just keep an eye, because it's exhausting for them. They're downloading a lot of information, they're taking a lot in, and they need help switching off. So you can't necessarily just put them down and expect them to go to sleep. Sorry, I just had a call come through. You might have to sit on the ball and bounce them. You might have to rock them. You might have to sway with them, whatever you've got to do. You might have to put them in the pram, get them outside. Doesn't matter. Ignore what you're told about creating a sleep crutch. It doesn't matter. You're not. Because I did all of this with Dexter and he sleeps for 11 hours a night. So don't worry about it. Okay, so my arm's getting tired. I need to go and do some work. She's actually asleep. I mean, properly asleep now. So I can go and do some work. But I just wanted to bring you another sleep tip. And I will see you very soon.